Hello, Texas. Welcome to a new episode of Silver Screening. We got a pretty nice lineup for you here today. We're going to be talking about the death of Robin Hood, an outlaw retelling of the Robin Hood legend. We're going to be talking about Season 3 of House of Dragons, the Game of Thrones prequel TV series. And we're going to be wrapping things up with the highly anticipated Toy Story 5 coming to theaters soon. I'm McGuire.
And I'm Shawn Torres.
And this is Silver Screening.
Coming to you from the Stream Center at Concho Valley homepage, powered by KLST and KSAN, where we break down the biggest movies, hidden gems, and everything in between. This is Silver Screening on ConchoValleyHomepage.com.
All right, kicking things off with a grittier take, we're going to be taking a look at the death of Robin Hood, a kind of almost, I won't say revisionist almost, but certainly a different take of the Robin Hood of legend. You'll see what I mean when you take a look at the trailer.
Would you like to know a secret? People speak of Robin Hood, tell his stories. They're all lies. He was not a hero. You were a murderous brigand. We were monsters. I am the outlaw. Robin Hood.
Groweth set and bloweth med and springeth the word anew.
I owe you an apology. You begged for me to let you die. What's your name?
Can you make for me?
Want me to make you a bow? All right. What happened to her?
Terrible things. I help those who come to this island. And people change their course.
I've killed so many I could not give you a count. It's a curse. There are bad people out there. I fear our blood debts will follow her. I'll keep you safe. I will keep you safe.
Welcome back, everyone. And that was a trailer for The Death of Robin Hood. And this looks very different than the regular telling of Robin Hood, because if you see in that, he's not stealing and giving away money. Not one bit in that.
He's stealing it after he steals the soul from their owners, from the looks of it.
No, 100%.
Very much so a brigand by nature.
No, 100%. And then this is another A24 film. They've been going on a run. They had Marty Supreme, Undertone. What's the other one I was just talking about?
The drama with Zendaya and Pattinson.
Yep. And so they just been doing their thing, and it looks like they're going to keep doing their thing. And I'm very excited for what this has in store for us.
Yeah, and a lot of people seem to agree with you thus far. Rotten Tomatoes given it a 78% critic score, and there's no audience reviews yet. And IMDb has gotten a 6.2 out of 10. So thus far, if critical reviews are to be taken seriously, it's about a pretty, I don't want to say middling, but it's, it's acceptable. It seems like a decent movie in the eyes of critics. But this movie, of course, seems to be a very notably different take on the Robin Hood of legend that we've seen. This isn't some fox in a yellow hat and a red ribbon, like in a red feather in his hair, doing cartoonish pranks against the Lion Stepbrother King. I think that's how that
something
went.
like that.
It's been a while since I watched that one, to be honest. It's not the angstier take that we saw that I think a couple of years ago in the like early to mid 2010s. It's certainly not Men in Tights, my personal favorite Robin Hood take thus far. If you did you watch that one? Have you watched that?
I have not seen that.
It is so good. You gotta watch it. But okay, anyway, it seems to be very much so a darker take. The movie itself seems to be wanting to explore the kind of like the connection and like the dissonance between like truth and the legends and myths that we make out of the reality of certain situations. And the director had a really good quote in like a different kind of on-screen interview he did, like a promotional interview he did on the A24 YouTube account. Quote from Michael Sarnowski. He says that this movie feels very different from the rest of the Robin Hood legends. It just has its own twist on it. Like, what if Robin Hood was this bloodthirsty cutthroat? And honestly, we see there's plenty of blood to go about in this trailer by the looks of it.
100%. And I'm excited because I'm a big Hugh Jackman fan. If you don't know who that is, you've been living under a rock, because he's been Wolverine for the past 20-something years. He was The Greatest Showman. He's done a lot of different things. And
Most notably, he's been a dead shepherd.
yes, that's earlier this year. So
Sheep Detective movie.
So he's looking kind of busy this year. He's been in quite a few movies, and he's gonna supposedly be in a little bit more. But you have him in this film. You have Bill Skarsgård, who did Pennywise from It.
Pennywise?
Yeah, Pennywise.
Oh my God. I knew that name sounded familiar from somewhere.
No, yeah. So he's Pennywise, but he's not Pennywise in this. But
Maybe, of course. That'd be like
be
midway
crazy.
through the movie. You see like a single red balloon drift by, and that's it. That's
that'd
all
be
we get from him.
hilarious. But if you know the director, his name is Michael Sarnowski. He did Pig, that came out a couple years ago. He did A Quiet Place Day One. If you ever seen that film, so he's really into these darker films. So he should really do well with this one for
There's
sure.
a good chance to show his chops. And he was also like talking about in that interview I discussed, he was talking about kind of the they're taking a bigger look at like spiritualism and like the natural world and the connections through the environments of which they show. They have like old castles, they have like massive sweeping landscapes. And so I really think this is going to be a very nice telling of Robin Hood that is not afraid to show the source material in a different light. It's not some gallivanting hero stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. It's a much more, I don't want to say grounded, but a much more darker take, or dare I say, maybe even more realistic take, based off of if Robin Hood was ever a real character in real life, that might be who he was.
100%.
All right, so are you ready to give your review? Cool. I'll give it a countdown. 3, 2, and 1. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. It has A24 and Hugh Jackman. I'm in.
That's all you need. That's all you got. I, for one, just think this is a nice telling on a different iteration of the Robin Hood that we've all been familiar with. So it's going to be fun to watch. All right, when we come back, we're going to be talking about House of Dragons Season 3 when we get into the official Dance of the Dragons. Stick around.
Coming to you from the Stream Center at Concho Valley homepage, powered by KLST and KSAN, where we break down the biggest movies, hidden gems, and everything in between. This is Silver Screening on ConchoValleyHomepage.com.
Welcome back, everyone. And for our next trailer, we have the return of House of Dragons. If you know anything about this show, it has tie-ins to the Game of Thrones, and this is currently going to be the 3rd season. And from what I've seen online, it looks like it's going to be very interesting with some very fun battles. So let's have a look at the trailer.
These are turbulent times.
Rhaenyra is coming. You are no longer safe here.
Their defeat is written. We'll secure the city. Without further bloodshed.
The Queen has many dragons. But her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
I see you have been merciful. But the crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
Little by little, bite by bite, we are exposing her as weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
She'll certainly fail. And we will raise our own throne.
In a war, all suffer.
come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
Have you not betrayed your queen? Bring Aegon, the usurper, to me.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
All right, that was House of the Dragon season 3 trailer. Honestly, looks like a very good spectacle thus far. A lot of people in the comments were praising this, saying this is probably one of the most epic looking Game of Thrones trailers, or the prequel trailers that they've ever seen thus far.
No, 100%. I was just about to ask you, how do you feel about like the CGI dragon flying through? Because to me, this looks really, really good.
Look, honestly, I'm a sucker for big flying lizards in TV shows. That is my kryptonite. And honestly, the CGI looks pretty solid here. I won't lie. They did the dragons justice here, it seems. And so just getting into what we know thus far, this is coming out on HBO Max on June 21st with new episodes coming out on Sundays. That's for the US, by the way.
Yeah,
but,
and there's a total of 8 episodes.
Yeah, 8 episodes total. And so general premise thus far, just for season 3, is that we are just now hitting the bloody civil war that becomes known later on as the Dance of the... Okay, I have it written down here. Dance of the Dragons. There we go. That begins with House. I'm gonna get this name wrong. I keep saying it wrong, but it's Targaryen.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it right, folks. Don't worry. As House Targaryen, as the children of King Viserys the First. I'm gonna hopefully I got that one right too. Battle for the Iron Throne. This is following the Targaryen conquest. So I was like 200 years ago in the Game of Thrones lore, and this is all I think about 100 years before the events of the TV show that kind of inspired this prequel series, or the book events inspired. It's a lot of books, a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
Thus far on Rotten Tomatoes, season 3 has been giving a lot of praise. It's got 97% across 39 reviews and no audience scores just yet. The series on the whole, though, aggregate, has got a 90% critic and a 77% audience. And on IMDb, the series as a whole has an 8.3 out of 10. So overall, pretty well loved series.
Yeah, 100%. That's good to hear. But because I know for the Game of Thrones, they had phenomenal ratings all the way up until that final season. And that was just because people were just kind of angry at the way it ended.
It is a legendary take on, because like how that series, like if you don't know, Game of the actual Song of Ice and Fire, like the series that inspired the Game of Thrones TV show, it's not done yet. It's missing. There's 2 books, so they had to kind of guess how the books ended, and a lot of people did not think they stuck the landing at all. And so hopefully this won't follow suit, because they're still basing themselves, like this series, House of Dragons, is based off of Fire and Blood, which is the prequel books that George R. Martin made in 2018. I say books, it's just the one. But it's going to be, it kind of, each season's based on a different part of the book, and this season's based off of the Dance of the Dragons, which is that titular, very bloody civil war that kind of gives way to much of the show's later on events. And so finally getting to see this kind of like large-scale conflict that's like a key point in the book finally get onto the TV, that's probably a very big thing for a lot of fans of this series. And so, yeah, I'm sure this is a very, very, very highly anticipated season for that.
100%. And you just brought up, this is super exciting for fans of the show already, but even if you're not a fan of the Game of Thrones series and haven't watched all 8 or 7 seasons of that show, you can stop by and start with this one, because like he said, it's a prequel. You don't need to know all the lore. It's not like starting season 9 of Game of Thrones. This is actually stuff beforehand, so you'd be okay with watching the stuff beforehand and then going and finishing the Game of Thrones afterwards.
Now I will say, however, pause, this is not something that you just jump headfirst into the new season of by any extent of the imagination. Like most shows, you don't want to do that, but especially the show, because of how Game of Thrones and this show is very much so reliant on like the political drama, and political dramas are very heavily reliant on you knowing what's happening with the players at the given moment.
Yeah, get into the
All
lore.
those, like the political affairs of the past will be brought up again as like a bloody knife in the back whenever you least expect it. So you gotta kind of have to like at least watch the first 2 seasons of this. I'm sure it'll have plenty of spectacle and entertainment value if you have no idea what you're getting into, but by no means is this like a effective jumping off point into the franchise, in my opinion. But still, if you sit down and watch this with someone who knows what they're doing and like knows the show or has read the books or the prequel books, I'm sure you'll figure something out, or at least have enough information to go off of to at least enjoy it.
100%.
And again, this is just a long time coming for a lot of the fans. I want to point out, because like the Fire and Blood book is a 2018 book, but if I'm not mistaken, the Game of Thrones TV show, which is okay, so this show, House of the Dragon, is a prequel of the TV show, which is based off of a book. But House of the Dragon is also based off of a prequel to that book series. It's a lot to unpack. I'm sure it makes sense though, but it's just one of those things where this has been a long time. I think this started like in the late 1990s, like the book series started.
Oh, wow. So this has been going on for way longer than I expected.
Yes, and it's still going on even today, to be honest. And so it's just really kind of just interesting to see how it all will hash out. Eventually, who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll get the 6th book, fans. I believe. I don't know if you guys believe, but I have faith. All right, but that's all the time we have left for our this segment. Are you ready to give your review?
Yep.
Cool. I'll give the countdown. 3, 2, 1. I'll give it a thumbs up.
I haven't watched any Game of Thrones stuff yet, so I don't know if I'll be starting, but this does look better than the actual show, the Game of Thrones show. So
like you have to be a fan to enjoy this to its fullest. But again, I think there's enough on-screen spectacle to at least enjoy the plot for what it is.
yeah.
All right, when we get back, we're going to be finishing things up with Toy Story 5. Of course, the old reliable TV show, old reliable movie series. Stick around.
Coming to you from the Stream Center at Concho Valley homepage, powered by KLST and KSAN, where we break down the biggest movies, hidden gems, and everything in between. This is Silver Screening on ConchoValleyHomepage.com.
Welcome back, everyone. And our next trailer is probably going to be the best one out of all of them today, just because Toy Story just doesn't miss. This is one of the franchises that could put on the first one, second one, the third one, the fourth one, and be like, wow, this was a really good movie, which is very rare. But before we get into it, here's a trailer for Toy Story 5.
I can't. It's unspotted. I have plastic fingers. It's good to be back. What?
Nothing. Someone needs a brown marker.
It's been too long, Woody.
Came here as fast as I could after Jesse called for help.
Oh, thank you.
We've got it handled. Look, Star, Deputy, me, no Star.
Oh, hey, Buzz, what is that?
What? Where?
Ow.
Hey,
I'm gonna let this device know how things are run around here.
try to stay calm, Jesse.
I'm the definition of calm.
It's not gonna work.
I want to talk to you, device.
Not touching, Jessica.
Oh, no.
She used the J word.
Scandal.
Hi! Oh, come on!
Just getting away, Buzz.
Enjoy the garage, Stuffalo Bill.
Stuffalo Bill.
First we were playing, and then the world started changing. No. Are we getting donated?
Donut.
Now, sweetie, donated.
Bonnie doesn't want to play with toys anymore. She needs me.
Jesse, you know Bonnie better than anyone. What does your gut say?
Bonnie still needs us. Our time ain't over yet.
We're gonna need backup. Affirmative, Commander.
No way.
Come on, Bullseye.
Hey, wait for us.
You got a friend in me.
Clear.
Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5. Only in theaters June 19th. Tickets available now.
Welcome back, everyone, and that was a trailer for Toy Story 5. This is going to be directed by Andrew Stanton, and if you don't know his previous work, he also did Finding Nemo, WALL-E, Finding Dory, I'm excited for that because those are all bangers of movies. And if you don't know any of these voices, you have Tom Hanks playing Woody, you got Tim Allen playing Buzz, and those are some really big names. And one of the things I saw earlier this week was Tom Hanks was on the not Tom Hanks, Tim Allen was on the red carpet for the premiere for this movie, and he was telling the reporter like, "Oh, when I was voicing for this movie, they kept having to remind me, hey." Buzz looks or sounds kind of old right now, and so he's like, in order to get my voice to be correctly and not just sound super super old, he's like, I had to do voice workouts. That's how long they've been doing these movies. Is now the characters sound old.
I mean, it's quite an accomplishment, and I guess Woody himself is old. He's apparently bald now, so I've been
No, yeah.
at least by the standards of the movie itself. But again, like, do we need to explain much about what Toy Story is? Many people have grown up with this franchise as a whole. Constant movies. I have all the written down dates for this. Toy Story, the first one that everyone kind of knows, came out in 1995. And then we got Toy Story 2 in 1999, Toy Story 3 in 2010, Toy Story 4 in 2019, and now Toy Story 5 in 2026. And this one seems to be a much more of a kind of modernized take of it all, just because, again, like the plot of this one, as you can probably tell from the trailer, it's basically about this kind of a clash between toys and technology. We're seeing kind of like the battle for playtime unfold as we have to, like, basically our original gang, our friends that we all are familiar with, have to face off against this lily pad of sorts. It's basically an iPad. I won't show you. It's an iPad for kids, and so just kind of like. A lot of this movie, also from what I'm able to gather, focuses on Bonnie's social life and how these devices can be used for the good and for the bad. And so I'm really interested to see how this kind of does with like the modern conversation on how kids are being raised and like how certain like playtime instruments are being used to facilitate their growth. So it's just going to be really interesting to see this kind of like a modern take on everything.
100%. And I'm really excited for the concept of this because I don't know about you, but I feel like a lot of little kids nowadays, I'll see a little kid and they're just like this on the iPad the entire time I see them.
Kids these days and their phones, you know.
No, I feel like that, but like, because I'm not a parent, but I'm also like, I didn't grow up on like 80% of my day on screen time. Like, I feel like a lot of these kids are. And I'm hoping by the end of this movie, the main character, Bonnie, is like, yo, like, maybe I don't need to be on the iPad forever. Like, maybe I need to play with my toys, just experience the real world. And so, because I know a lot of times kids, they watch movies and they try to emulate their favorite characters or try to be like whatever the movie shows. So I'm hoping this has an impact on our youth because I feel like some of our youth be screen addicted.
I mean, honestly, I did read the trailer. I did read spoilers, so I won't spoil it for you. But they do talk about those kinds of themings in there, so it's present.
Oh, nice.
However, there's kind of an age-old question that I kind of need to ask. Again, I talked about the movies in the past. The first one came out in 1999. This has spawned constant spin-offs. The most recent spin-off was the Lightyear movie in 2022, and so it's just one of the kind of questions that a lot of fans have, like longtime fans of this franchise has, is when or if should it end? A lot of people kind of argue that Toy Story 3, whenever Andy goes off to college and donates the toys to Bonnie, that should have been like the hard deadline for the movie. And I mean, there was quite an impressive amount of time between the Toy Story 3 and 4, 9 years. So it kind of was for the longest time. But now we're seeing it come back for a fourth and now a fifth movie. What do you think? I know you really love Toy Story.
No, yeah, I really like these movies a bunch. Like I was telling you before the show started that I see the argument of, oh, maybe it should end at 3 because that wrapped up the story really well. But I was telling Aaron, I was like, thinking about it in an anime perspective, just because you had a really good first story arc doesn't mean you can't have a second arc, a third arc, and a fourth arc. As long as you keep putting up good movies, I think you should be able to go as long as possible, because if you're just creating greatness, just give us greatness.
Yeah, the main thing I would say about it is, like, I have like 2 conditions for like TV shows and movies in that regard, is that we can't like, keep ending off with like bookend, like stuff where it looks like it's finally done, there's no more left to be said, and then there's another, you know, like we do that, or like The Simpsons where it just keeps going on and on forever, and then over time the writing quality drops. If it's like that, then it's a bit icky. But 100%. Toy Story 5, I think all around has an audience. You're to give you a review.
For sure.
Cool. I'll give it a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up for this one too, just because honestly, it's Toy Story 5. I don't expect this to do bad in the box office whatsoever, and honestly, it has some modern applications. This movie does, it seems.
No, 100%. And I'll be seeing this one in the movie, so I'm excited for that. And these characters, I love them to death. I've watched them all my life, so I'm very excited to see where this next journey takes them.
All right, well, that's all the time we have left for Silver Screening today. If you want to watch more episodes like this, be sure to get the KLST Plus app on your smart TV or check us out on ConchValleyHomepage.com. As always, I'm Aaron McGuire.
I'm Shawn Torres.
And this has been Silver Screening.